Howdy, 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 howdy. It has been a while. Welcome to my front porch. I've been missing you. We've been decorating for the holidays, getting together. My name's Matt Johns, and let's do a little porch picking. Today, we're going to discover a little bit about the capo. We're going to discover a little bit about rhythm counting. Let's get into it. Let's get into some rhythm counting. Let's start out. Actually, let's do this little warm up. Let's do a little frailing strum. Pull out your banjos. Just because you see me with a guitar doesn't mean you can't play along with your banjo. I'm going to play a G. It's a strike strum thumb pattern on the banjo. On the guitar, it's a thumb brush. Quarter note to eighth note, so we count 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. I'm going to set this guitar down for a minute. We're going to clap through the first few minutes of this lesson here. I got to tell you, I've been missing y'all doing this. I haven't done this in quite a while. My guitar's about to fall. Oh, I got it. Been writing down notes so I can keep track of what I'm going to talk about. So we're going to do some clapping. Been busy with work, making ends meet, life, you know. So, this is our first official porch picking lesson in like a couple of months. I know. Alright, so let's get into it. Pull out your clappers. Alright, so we know the frailing strum, basic, the basic time signature is 4/4 time. Usual. That's the most popular one. That's the most one that's common. Common time, 4/4 time. 4/4. 4/4. It's a fraction. 4 notes per measure. Quarter note gets the beat. So we're going to count quarter notes. Clap it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that'll help you give basic general understanding for rhythm counting. The best way to do that is clapping. Is clap out the rhythm. Just by helping you keep a steady beat. This way you can keep a steady tempo, you can keep a steady beat, and keep the counts in your head of what you're playing. Now what if we want to cut those quarter notes in half? How would we do that? We don't have any. Now we know in frailing, we have a quarter note, 2 eighth notes happening, and that's a strike strum thumb. The thumb comes in to break the quarter notes in half. When you're rhythm counting with your hands, how would we do that? Pop quiz. I'll wait right here until you come up with the answer. I can actually hear you telling me the answer. You actually answered me, didn't you? All right. Anyway, what we'll do is an upbeat. We got the downbeat, and now we got the upbeat. On every upbeat is an eighth note, 1 and. You're cutting those quarter notes in half. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Do that with me. We're going to start out with 4 quarter notes beats, and then we're going to do the eighth notes followed by the eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can also use your foot. When you're playing your instruments, you can use your foot. It don't matter which foot it is. Downbeat, you tap your toes. Upbeat, when your foot comes up, that's your and beat. That is your eighth note. 1 and 2 and 3. You can't really see my feet right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So your feet should be doing this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So there is another time signature. 3/4 time. How would you count 3/4 time just by clapping the rhythm? Well, like I said, 4/4 time, you got 4 quarter notes to the measure, and that quarter note receives that one beat. 3/4 time, if I can bend my fingers these days, 3 beats per measure, quarter note receives the beat. So you count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Emphasis on the first beat. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm letting it echo across the woods. I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like a firecracker. 3, 3, 1. Clap with me. 3, 1, 2, 3. I know this looks silly. I know this feels silly, but there's a method to this madness. It's imprinting rhythm. Imprinting the rhythm counts in your head is just as important as doing the Frauenstrom on the banjo. It's at its core. It's basics. You want that in your head. Keep it till it's a part of you. That rhythm count becomes a part of you. And you can, when you get that rhythm count in your head, you can move on and do other things at a steady pace. So you want to do that. So, but what if we want to cut the quarter notes in half during 3/4 time? How would you count that? That's confusing, ain't it? We already know in 4/4 time you count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The Frauenstrom would be 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. How would you do this in 3/4 time? Well, you would add 4 eighth notes. Huh? How you get 4 in 3/4 time? How do you add 3? I'm going to show you. Downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 1, 2 and 3 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 and. You add 4 eighth notes behind the single quarter note. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and. How would that sound on your guitar and your banjo? Let me pull out my old friend here and show you. Start on the G chord. 1, 2 and 3 and 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 1. 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1. Alright, that's basic rhythm counting. Again, 4/4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you want to cut those quarter notes in half, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, another cool thing in bluegrass, if you want to figure out how to count the bluegrass rhythm, it's simple. Because a lot of the bluegrass rhythm falls into the and. And the boom chuck, which means it falls on the and beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom chop boom chop boom chop boom chop boom chop boom chop. Simple. It's following the and beat. It's a chop. It's a chop. How am I doing the chop on the and beat? And 2 and 3 and 4. What I'm doing is I'm playing a C chord, or a G chord for that matter, and I'm taking I'm hitting the chord, pulling my fingers off just enough to get the sound to stop. You get the chop. You can practice that. That's all the bluegrass rhythm is. It's an and beat on the upbeat. One chop new. So, let me move on to the next venture. The capo. You've probably already seen these around. If you're brand new to the guitar, this is what they call a capo. Okay. This thing with a jawbone, spring loaded, whatever. Spring tension thing helps you. They come in different shapes and sizes. Now, another pop quiz. Now, when you put on a capo, does that mean you just change the tuning of your guitar? Or your banjo? Because you can use your capo on a banjo too. You just got to make sure, because the fifth string stops halfway up the neck, you got to make sure you got to retune that string too to match. And you can either do that by tuning it up. If you're lucky enough not to pop that string, if you're lucky and the force is with you. It's not with me, because every time I did that, boom, yeah, pop a string. So I had to put on railroad nails or whatever, railroad spikes on my banjo to do that, counteract that. We also got little slide capos you can put on there. It's like a little rail one, and you can put it in there, you tighten it up. Or, cheapo, go to the dollar store, buy you some Bic pens with the cap on it. You can make it out of a band pen cap. Works the same way. I can also post some videos for that too, show you how to do that stuff. It's pretty simple. It's called musicianship on a dime. And I mean a literal dime. I have come up with some crazy stuff to make it work. Because you're on a broke budget when it comes to musicians. So anyway, capo, does that change your tuning? No. When you change your tuning, that would require you to turn your knobs and retune your strings. I want you to look. I'm gonna come closer to the cameras. This is what they call a nut. This little white piece that the strings roll over. Okay? Nut. This capo is the mobile nut. What it does, it's just like you were taking that nut and moving it up the fretboard. And what you're doing is you're just shortening the distance of the strings. So, say you're reading tablature and it calls for you to put your capo on the second fret. Okay? Say tablature calls for it. It'll say capo 2, capo 4. When it says capo 4, that means capo on the 4th fret. Or 4th position on the guitar or whatever. But let's say, for this instance, it tells you to put capo on the 2nd fret. Which means just move the nut. And I'll tell you what, real honestly, your index finger, if you don't have a capo, do the same thing. That's a bar chord. That's what they call bar chords. And if I can remember how to play one. So that's a bar chord. That's all those are. Once you understand that concept, you understand what bar chords really are. Practice them bar chords. It'll help you out. But anyway, say this song calls you to put your capo on the 2nd fret. But it also says the chords for that song are G, C, and D. 1, 4, 5 chord progression. So you would do what I tell you. You would play the G chord. And then you play the C chord. And the D chord. But, pop quiz. Are those truly the names of those chords that you're playing? It's not. Those are different chords. That's not a G. That's not a true G. It's not a true C. It's not a true D. They just tell you that to make it easier, so you don't have to try to figure out as much. That you just finger on a G, like you would a G. You finger a C, or you finger a D. They just make it easier for you. So, but here's how you figure out what chords those are. Look at the 6th fret. In this case, we're going to figure out our first chord progression, first chord of our chord progression. We want to figure it out. Let's call for a G on the 2nd fret. So let's see G. Our root note falls on the 5th fret on the 6th string. think of this chromatically. Look at a 6th string. It starts on E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A flat, the 4th fret. 5th fret's A major. Now, knowing this, let's put our capo back on the 2nd fret and play that G they called for on the tablature. That root chord just told us what the name of that chord is. How do I know this? I'm going to prove to you this theory is true. Here's the A chord with the capo on the 2nd fret. Open. Here's the A chord. Even if you don't have a capo, you can figure this out. If you see somebody playing with a capo on the 2nd fret, and they're at the playing that G pattern, you already know they're playing an A, so you can still play along with the people. How would you figure out the rest of it in 1-4-5? Now, in the tablature, call for your 4th note, which we know in 1-4-5 in the key of G, is C. But that's not truly a C, is it? We're going to start with our root chord again, our root note, which falls on the 5th fret, 5th string. Take our capo off. Let's look at this chromatically. A, B flat, B, C, D flat, at the D flat's at the 4th fret, 5th string, D at the 5th fret. Let's put our capo back on the 2nd fret and play that C shape again. Now, we already know our root note on the 5th fret, 5th string was D. So that make that the D chord. So you already know you're playing an A, you're playing a D. And my damn pig is flying again. I hate these pigs sometimes, especially during the winter time. I don't know if my fingers shrink during the winter and I ain't got enough fat to hold them and keep them on there. But anyway, so you know, that is A, and now we got D. Now we need to figure out our 5th one. What would our 5th one be? Now this one's a little bit trickier. You can't really use the root chord, the root note on the bottom string because it's open. You're not putting a finger on it on any kind of fret, which is your 4th string. So in this case, what we got to do is look at it. Where it's getting mashed down at with the capo. So let's count till we get to where the capo was. Starting on D. Open, 4th. 1st fret is E flat. And at the 2nd fret, which the capo was on, was pressing the string down at, is E. So let's get this capo back on here. And play the D shape. So our 5th note, we already know, we just figured this out chromatically, that our 5th note on the 4th string, 2nd fret, open, is E. So we're playing an E major chord. So our chord progression is A, D, E. When I die, I may not go to heaven, 'cause I don't know if they let capitals in. And if they don't, just let me go to Texas, 'cause Texas is as close as I have been. I'm gonna play that song without the capo now, and we're gonna see if our theory's true. When I die, I may not go to heaven, but I don't know if they let capitals in. It's just a different flavor sounding. That's all this capo really helps you with. It helps experiment and pull different flavors out of these chords. So now that you know a little bit about the capo and what it does and how you can figure things out with it, and know it's just a tool to help you pull different flavors out of these chords, y'all go on and keep playing. I love y'all. I've been missing y'all, and I'm glad I was able to come out here and have enough time to shoot this video. Kind of catch up with y'all. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Just be happy, be merry, and spend a time with your family. That's what it's really all about. And from me and John's Porch Pickin', my name is Matt Johns. Goodbye. Keep playing, guys.